Hello everybody, welcome to my video. My name's Jamie from Orders Games. Today we're doing a PC fixing vlog. Happy Halloween everybody. It's currently 10 past 10 on Saturday on the 31st of October 2020. What am I doing at the moment? I'm packing stuff away. Not everything's PC related material. There's PCs in so many pieces. The trouble is, it's not going to take a lot of work to put it into my car. Now, I can't fix. I'm rubbish, I'm poo, I can't do it. I'm going to leave it to the professionals. Now, Breakz187 has actually offered to fix it for me, so a huge thank you to Wes. Really means a lot, thank you. It's about 45 minutes to an hour's drive from here, so I'm really looking forward to coming back with a fully working PC, I hope. Now, he said to me, he recommended me to buy myself another motherboard, just in case it is not fixable. If it's not fixable, then we'll use that one. It cost me £52. If it is fixable and I doesn't need it, I'll send it back to Amazon and get my money back. It's a good thing. It's a nice idea. It's a safety net, isn't it? So, yeah. Hopefully I won't need it, but if I do, we'll have some of that. But anyway, I'm going to pack stuff away. A huge thank you once again also to Silly Boy. Thank you for sorting out my laptop. It's working absolutely perfectly. And a huge thank you once again to Josh for all your work as well. You guys are superstars. But anyway, I'm going to pack this all away and get in my car, get some petrol. I've got nothing in the tank. I'm going to head up there. Right, I think that's it. Okay, it's a bit random, I thought why not? You know that snail that appeared in my Hammerbead vlog was like 2 months ago? There it is, it's actually the same snail. He's on my carpet this time. How on earth has he made his way into here? He's asleep. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty much ready to go, but we need some music. Yeah. It's not going to be a long trip, but it's always nice to listen to music anyway. But yeah, I don't listen to the radio. The radio stinks. I hate it. So, not a fan of the radio. What do I pick? What do I go for? I don't know. Anyway, I don't take cases with me. I only use these tatty old ones. I take the disc out. I leave the case there. That way there's no risk of getting broken. But yeah, I'm going to need quite a few actually. There you go. I can listen to a little bit of Mew. That's tremendous. Absolutely superb. Bit of Violent Delight, I haven't heard that for years, but yeah, every so often a tune will pop into my head and I'll just keep on singing it in my head. And yeah, I haven't heard that for ages, so a little bit of Violent Delight, why not? Now when I've picked one, I always leave the case hanging out, that way it's easy to find when I need to put it back in its case. But yeah, this can take ages sometimes. If there's a certain one I want to find, I can't find it. Now I was in two minds once to put them in alphabetical order. One time I actually did make a start. I got as far as A. I got to A, literally A, and I stopped and never got back to it. But yeah, it's going to take a lifetime, but yeah. Bit of Paramore. A bit of Paramore, why not? I know that for a while. There you go, a bit of Soulfly, why not? A little bit of that, you know what I mean? Why not? Right, that'll do, that'll do. Right, let's load the car. Just don't drop it. Okay, it's 25 past 11, a little bit later than I planned, but we're on the road again. Estimated time of arrival, 10 past 12. Now, unfortunately, on this road, they've actually put back in place the 50-mile-an-hour limit, which sucks, but most importantly, it's moving. It's moving smoothly. It's not raining, not yet, but looking at those clouds, it looks like it's going to rain, because we are due some rain today. This is England, we always get rain, always. It's absolutely chucking it down now. Absolutely so. Right. Yep. Okay. It's chucking it down. I knew it would though. Right. Let's go. Okay, fuel was quite expensive there, which is normal for a place like that. I put in £20 worth of fuel, giving me another 155 miles. Estimated time of arrival now is 12:24. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't talk while listening to my music because I'll get a copyright, but there we go. Right. 21 miles. And then we should be there, hopefully. Right. Right, I think this rain is here to stay for the remainder of the day. But yeah, this is bad actually. But yeah, that camcorder is so close on the edge, JB, it could fall off at any time. Hopefully it won't. My lord, JB. By the time I get there, I'm going to run out of battery on my camcorder. But I don't know if Wes is allowing me to record or not. I didn't ask him. Anyway. There you go, a little bit of salt fly. Yes, I love all that. I love it. Absolutely so. Unfortunately, you can't hear it. The second Costa's drive-through I've seen. I have never gone through a Costa's drive-through. However, a tea would be nice right now. We really do need a cup of tea. Again, hopefully Wes will have a kettle. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Yes. Right.
Take the exit to A217, then keep right.
Right, unfortunately I can't follow the sat-nav because the junction I need is closed off, so I've got to follow the diverted traffic signs, which is this way. So yeah, sorry, I'm actually having to ignore the sat nav. So I'm here with Breakz187.
Hello.
And he's going to fix it, and he already knows what's wrong with it and how to fix it, and you do this thing on a regular basis, don't you? So
kind of ish.
So tell everyone a bit about yourself. Where are you from? And
where I'm from? Sunny town called Crawley.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time living in Brighton. Then moved to Australia.
Yeah.
Then moved back here to sunny Reigate. Yeah, to work in computing. So yeah, seems like a good offering to be able to resolve the problem, I guess.
Yeah. So what's the issue?
So
what's the issue? What needs to be sorted? What needs to be done?
Right, so you had a capacitor missing. Luckily a through-hole capacitor. A 6.3 volt, 56 farad, I think it was, capacitor. Right. And we can see where it's missing as well. We found it in the top right of the board. So we're going to power it up initially, see how it works, or if it doesn't work initially, because there were some other bits that are out of place, like memory wasn't installed correctly. See if it boots, see if we get a post. And then we've got some closely matched, but not quite the same rating capacitors from some other projects. We can switch out and solder it through. And luckily it's through hole, so we can just desolder it, remove the pins, put the new one in. Should work. And if all else fails, do have another board.
I do
another
have
brand new Asus, the same spec, same model, right? I believe.
There you go, brand new.
Yeah. So if we have to, then we can switch out and use this guy.
But you use these quite a lot, these boards, yeah?
Asus the brand, yeah. I've always used Asus. I mean, there are others that are just as good, but it's not the board's fault. Someone's, you know, if you said it's been shipped, right? So this machine is, you know, may have, yeah, you may have done it, or it may have been done in like movement, you know, moving around or something. So
probably more likely me.
It could be, but luckily it's through hole. Often lots of components are surface mounted, so to resolder them without a hot air station is difficult. But with this, I can just easily desolder it with my trusty Heiko over there, and should be good. So
I've done soldering twice.
Oh, really? Sounds dangerous. You shouldn't be.
You've probably done that in a week.
I've done a bunch of soldering, as I've shown you earlier. The Amiga 500 kit I built, and a load of stuff. I like to do it just so it's fun.
I'll show you his Amiga 500 in a minute.
Yeah, grab it, man. It's pretty sexy. Okay, that didn't do anything, which is a bit weird. You get a little fan movement or something. Okay, so power button, okay, it's powered on. Then we got HDMI, PC. Okay, we got post.
Oh, wow.
So that's a good sign. You know, obviously, new CPU installed. Okay, so let's grab my.
You know you could do that.
Well, this is kind of eliminating some of the other components. So by not having the graphics card plugged in initially, we're just using all on board, most basic amount of components, which is always best, because then you can kind of rule out what is broken. I mean, it posted. That doesn't mean to say that the cap isn't going to cause an issue, because the cap, you know, when it's drawing power and you know booting up maybe, or launching a game, or doing something strenuous, the cap might give you a strange blue screen of death or something. The capacitor that's missing is right here.
Yeah.
Just here. Oh wow, that's not good. Just shut off. We have sync. Where's my beer?
Is that beer?
Yeah.
Beer.
Looks like a kid's drink. Okay, so what do we have here? Cube fan.
See, that's some gobbledygook to me.
Yeah, it's not really much left to do in here. It just noticed that you had a new CPU installed, so it's probably the first time it's booted. So yeah, that means nothing really. It's just going to exit now, reboot, see what happens. I mean, nothing's going to happen. There's no storage, no operating system. But say change and reset. Okay.
Search.
Okay, went back in again. What's that? Save and exit.
What happened is DHL, because it was such a big box, DHL opened it all up and had a look, and what they've probably done is they've probably knocked that off the side, and it was just moving around in transit.
That's probably what screwed us.
It could have been.
Yeah, that's almost the most likely thing. When they get bounced around, these boxes get thrown around. I shipped a turntable to a pair of turntables to Australia. Same thing happened.
That's a good point.
They throw them down the stairs. Oh, this is a nice clunky thing. Nice solid state. So this one's, don't get me wrong, we'll test that and get it working. But this is obviously, not obviously, but it is a lot faster. So for testing purposes at least, we can just boot off of here.
Well, that's on the, I'm trying to picture it now, so that bit would be at the bottom.
In the box,
yeah,
at the back.
So that
the whole
could
thing
have
at the back.
fallen off and hit that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if that was flapping around, that is almost certainly what's down there. Yeah, no worries.
The bit that was
You've got to be careful though, because these are sensitive to static. Just touch that a couple times. Just touch it, and you can't notice anything, but it will discharge it.
The bit that was knackered was that. That bit was snapped off.
Oh, right.
It landed on that.
Although
this is a new one. It's a different one.
yeah, I'm just thinking that pin there is not used. So if did it break this one as well, with the copper exposed?
That bit come off.
Yeah, you could probably still use that other one as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. Do you have it with you?
No.
Okay.
That was Josh sent me a new one.
No, right. So potentially you could use that older as well, and you'll have even more storage.
So it could have been caused by that falling off.
Yeah, 100%. These are pretty heavy, aren't they? So we have Rufus on here.
He's a bike man. He loves his bikes.
Oh, big time. Big time. I'm not blocking the screen here.
So what's your history with Amiga, for example?
Oh, Amiga.
Where did you start with Amiga?
I've got 3 brothers. 2 of them are older. The eldest one's 10 years older. I'm 38, so that means he's 48. So they had the Amiga 5. My dad bought an Amiga 500. It's not earlier now. It's Commodore 64s and Dragons. But my dad, he was a builder, and he was like, I'm not having my kids work out in the rain, sleet, and snow was the phrase. So he saw from an advert something early, get them into computers. And we're all like autistic as hell anyway, so they got us into computers early with the Dragon, as I mentioned, Commodore 64, then the Amiga 500. And we had even older relatives, cousins, living up in Wimbledon, who would go and see on the weekends that were like Amiga fiends and were into the piracy scene and had like all the copies and BBS
Don't
boards.
copy that floppy.
No, yeah, I mean it's completely illegal. I wouldn't condone it at all. But
we all did it.
Just an Amiga fan.
We all did it.
Yeah, entirely. Yeah,
Mr. Wall, that was for you. We all did it.
But so yeah, it was just always around. So I was always I was into making music, Optimed, all the games, Monkey Island, supercars. I know it's a ringtone. I mean everything. And I still have all that stuff now, even the original floppies. Even just down there, there's a whole stack.
I saw that.
I've got like thousands of floppies in the other room.
So favourite game?
That's what I was on. Favourite games? There's got to be a few. Don't know, probably Speedball 2. Monkey Island has to be up there as well. Elite, I played a lot of Elite as my brother's co-pilot and on my own.
I played that something.
I was a fiend. Commodore 64 and then onto the Amiga. The Amiga was a great version. Missions and stuff, it was great. I spent way too much time on this machine. And then as I said, the music stuff, Optimed, Pro Tracker, all the old STO files. Yeah, as I said, I had a keyboard, a MIDI keyboard, which I still own, plugged into it, a MIDI interface and stuff. Yeah, it was awesome. Complete Amiga fiend. And now I own like 7 Amigas. So as I was saying earlier,
oh, you've got 7.
Quite collect. I was just buying them. I was just like buying them because people were like leaving them in sheds and stuff. And I was just looking online in Gumtree and I was like, oh, there's like some in Margate or something. So and the guy had 2 of them in suitcases, his old leather suitcases. I'd turn up and buy them and bring them home, take out the batteries, recap them, just get them running, just preserve them basically, not to like take over the world and sell them all or anything like that. So I'd keep them until, you know, I'm elderly.
So what have you got?
It's got to be, there's 1 1200, probably 2 500 pluses, and about what, 4 500s, something like that. But I've got Commodore 64s. No, I've only got 1 Commodore 64 now. My other brother's got our other one. I've got the ZX128 as well.
Really?
Not a bread box. It's the flat one.
Personal.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I got. Yeah.
I never had a bread box. My cousins had one when I was younger, but I never had one. And we had those from. Yeah, but I was still running Commodore 64 in 1995, but buying Zap.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, Zap and all the rest of it. So you get the tape, go home, rush home, play it. I remember the pokes as well. You could run through typing all this code basically to cheat the games to you know give you like unlimited lives. We used to do that as well. Used to do Basic as well. The Commodore Basic book. Yeah. Ran through all that. My brother went on to make games.
Really?
Yeah. He worked for EA at his last job.
What games did you work?
No big titles, unfortunately. None of the big. Most of the net trade they just get canned. But he worked for Psygnosis. So I did my at 14. I did my work experience at Psygnosis in Camden. That was like
That's cool.
That was like rock star status at school. That was yeah.
I know you should say
Dream come true.
signosis, not cyanosis.
Signosis, I don't know. It's
I
like
don't know what it is.
router. I have no idea. Okay, so that's.
Do you want a glass of water or something?
No, I'm good. I'm good to go. Where's this connection going?
You got a recycling bin?
I haven't. Just leave it up on the side for the moment. That's fine. Do you need anything? Water, tea, coffee?
A glass of water, that's right.
Yeah. The cupboard next one to your right. You almost had it. No, that's it. In the middle shelf.
Wow, look at the size of that.
Yeah, there's big man glasses. It's always annoying me going to my parents' house.
I need a mug of tea that big. That's what I need.
Say again?
I need a mug of tea that big.
I do drink tea out of those as well, actually.
Do you?
Yeah.
You got hot water in that, didn't you?
Yeah. So it's fine to use hot water in. I usually use those for like green tea.
Alright.
Yeah, I'd always say to go to my parents' house and yeah, try and just try and have a drink in their little glasses like this, and I'm like that big. They got these dilly little glasses. Here we go, 64-bit.
Lining up.
So if you look that way, so you can see up on the hills. So if you go to the edge of the balcony there and look to your right, go to the right.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really nice space, nice walks up there.
What are you drinking there, by the way?
This is Brewdog Punk IPA.
Brew.
So I was never really much of an IPA man, but it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I heard of it.
The kind of cans look pretty. But no, it's kind of a nice beer. Or whatever it is, IPA. Ale. We've got about 10 minutes left at 5.5 megs a second, so I should get this soon. And prep up this...
So what is that currently installing into it now?
So now we're just copying straight from Microsoft a copy of Windows 10, the latest release from October. So that'll be most patched, so when it's on it won't need any more patches. And I'll just be putting it onto here. This is the tool that basically writes a bootable media type image effectively and format to the USB stick. So we use Rufus, which is highly recommended. Really good to make your boot media. I use it for my other box as well. These are like VMware on here, pfSense, and this one's running FreeNAS, which is another one. It's an OpenBSD type platform, but it's all my storage in there, all my movies, all legally obtained. In fact, whilst we're doing that, let's see if we can resolve this cooler problem, because your cooler was bent for one, and then secondly it was oops, let's do this perfectly. Why is this so stubborn? Okay, there we go.
So what's a good one?
This is still a great chip, and the good thing is this board will support the most I think even the most latest, the most modern CPUs that AMD are about to release on the 5th of November, which I'm waiting for to buy a new machine, build a new machine. They've got a new chip coming out, but even their existing range, the 3500, 3600, 36, 37, 39 I think it is, chips that you can buy for about 150 quid I think, 100 quid I think, one of them, 3600, something like that. Yeah, supremely fast, and they have like 6 or 8 cores, and they're all really fast, and really good for streaming and editing and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So in the future you may want to drop some money on it, but in the meantime,
I guess it's fairly easy to take out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You haven't soldered it in, do you?
No. So zero insertion force. This board, and if you see this slide, so if we keep it down,
okay,
that you see this panel, which is it slides that way. So watch it carefully. Oops. You just see it slowly slide. It's only a few millimeter, if that, a millimeter maybe, and then let me just discharge, and then you can remove the chip. And you have to be very careful. These pins, you fart in their direction, and they're gonna bend. So you have to be very careful, very delicate. So drop it, and you see the grid. Right, so that drops in, zero insertion, so it just drops in.
It's magnet?
No magnet, it just falls into the grid of pins, pin holes, and that's it. Nice. That's connected now, all the pins are, intact. Oh wow. This thing might be beyond repair, this...
Oh, is it?
Yeah, potentially. It's like, it's not flat anymore, so it doesn't sit true, or... sit on the CPU correctly. I mean, it rocks. So I think we won't use that because that will cause you problems.
How much are those?
This one's a factory one, so you can just have this. It doesn't cost anything. Well, I'm gonna have to replace it with some, but it's tenner. It's nothing. I wouldn't worry about it. Sure. They're not in use anyway. Let me just clean this up thoroughly. I mean, that's a good cooler, but because it's damaged now, and the importance of the mating surface or matting surface, whatever it is, mating surface being.
So it's basically a contact. That's got to make 100% contact.
So that's got to be as flat. So this contact paste we put on there is just take out the tiny little gaps in the space of the two mating surfaces. But this one, you've got huge ribs in it, which is okay. It's normal. But the majority of it's not clamped down, so unless I had a vice. I suppose every time it's moving around, it could do that. Well, when it's moving around, but even when it's stationary, it's not fully touching. So the heat transfer, there's going to be hot spots on the chip itself. Yeah, it's annoying that some people, even some of the friends I was playing with, the people I know in real life, how you get really upset. It's kind of it takes the fun out of it, and I don't know. I go in for a bit of a mess around. Yeah. I'm pretty good when I put my mind to it, but. Yeah, sometimes they just, they get angry. It's like some of these 30, 40-year-old men, screaming and smashing keyboards, and it's like, Jesus, what's wrong with you? Like, honestly, such large boards, the last thing they want is them kind of bouncing around in transit. The other thing, did you plug this cable in here? Yeah. Okay, just checking, because that could be one you...
Yeah, there was a 4 and a 2.
Yep. Let's go here.
Yeah, that's the one.
Out the onboard, and we shall go to the discrete card, and we'll carefully start this machine. So it's pray to Allah that this.
That will probably keep you nice and cool now.
I doubt it. It's kicking out heat, although that bit's nice. We got a signal there, so it's up, it's running.
Pro at work. So how many times have you burnt yourself?
Thousands. But not so much as an adult now. That was in the earlier days. I was using a big 25 watt welder. big old soldering iron. But it was only when I started building the Amiga 500 boards, fixing some Amiga 500s, I was like, let me treat myself to a real decent Heiko or Hako, whatever it is, a decent soldering iron, you set the temperature, etc., not fry components and whatnot. But since then, quite
it's got a cheap one from Tool Station. It wasn't overly expensive.
Yeah, good enough as well, though, that's the thing. I think even Gadget uses, used to use a really cheapy one, and then somebody bought him one of these. I saw the video, and he still says he prefers his because it's what he's used to. He's kind of become accustomed to.
Gadget UK got a big fan over here.
Yeah, I've been
two actually.
I've been watching for a long time. Right, let's do this. So, positive. Yeah, good.
What sort of capacitor is it?
It's a Nichicon. It's slightly overrated, but it's got the same voltage, I think. But the farads is higher, so it's 100 microfarads, nanofarads, 6.3 volts. So it's slightly higher rating, but I think it shouldn't affect it. It should be like maybe a little upgrade for it, if anything. You could say.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But if it doesn't work, it shouldn't cause any damage. So if anything, it should just it should be okay. Okay, so now I heat both these up.
So how long have you been working with repairs?
Repairs, like for my own stuff, from a kid. Like my dad just used to fix everything. Even my mum used to. My mum's even taken, I think in the mid-80s or something, she took a car mechanics course. I don't know why. She was never going to be a mechanic. But in our house, if something was broken, you fixed it. You weren't like ghetto poor. We were pretty poor, I suppose, but not like boo-hoo, get the violin out. But if the car was broken, I think everyone did back then. You'd go to Halfords, you'd get your parts. My parents, my dad and some of his friends would you know, it'd even change a clutch on the driveway. It wouldn't just be, you know, changing brake pads and basics maintenance. It'd be change a clutch, change of suspension, whatever, shocks and whatnot, springs. So yeah, just do it yourself kind of thing. Attitude. Nice. So always VCRs. Those are a big one. VHS tape players.
Done it all, haven't you?
Well, we wouldn't go that far, but just exposure to stuff. You kind of know how it works inside, and you know, just have a go, I suppose. If it's broken, what can you do? You can pay someone else to do it, maybe, but often can't afford that. So there's our new Nichicon. So that should be okay. It's 64, 56, I think, nanofarads, the old one. Is it micro? It's microfarads, isn't it? Not nano. You know. Yeah, so success is running.
Brilliant.
Albeit a little slow on a spinning drive, but it's all running. So that cap is obviously, I don't know. It's not this. You know, that wasn't the cause of the problem in the first place. But now at least there's a cap there, so it's going to stiffen up that little supply or whatever is going on there. There's a little regulator there, so I'm assuming there's a 5-volt regulation for the RAM, maybe for the memory chips. Just got regulators there. You got some VRMs over here for the chip, for CPU. You got a whole load of caps to stiffen up the power for the chip here. There's some output stuff. I don't know, but it's good. It's good to go. So with that said, let's shut this thing down with its scratchy hard drive sounds. And
for King Arthur, if you're watching, I bought myself an SSD. Is it called an SSD?
Yes, an SSD.
Bought myself an SSD. I'm going to use one on this because it is really slow.
It's going into the 21st century.
It's going to go like that, super quick. Bought one on Amazon. It was actually reduced in price. I got it for 113.
It's a 1 terabyte as well, no?
1 terabyte, yeah.
Perfect.
It was £59 reduced. Yeah.
Right, we are off.
But yeah, I didn't think about it at the time. Yeah, I should have. Yeah.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, if you had problems, you wouldn't want to invest in something if you didn't know, you know, it was going to work out, kind of thing. So now you know. And again, it's not a big deal to change that over as well. The other thing, which whilst we're here, you probably want to snap a picture of this.
Take a
picture of this chip. I'll help you find it. But the most important one is this, where it says Kingston. That's the number. Let's make sure this is off.
No, you're not keeping Kingston.
Oh no, it's only the Kingston for these USB sticks, and USB memory notoriously is, you know, USB memory is a black art anyway.
How much do they sort of set you back?
These are $5 each or something, a 10 or 20. I don't know.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I don't know DDR4 prices, but I reckon maybe 30, 40 quid.
Really? I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
No, I don't think so. I will look it up in a minute once we get this back in the box. I'll take a look. Maybe we order it now, or at least give you a link so you can just know where to get it.
Is that Amazon as well?
Potentially. Does it allow you to check out as a guest? Or are you not that far out?
I'm trying to log in.
Oh, okay. Right, so power switch is in, reset switch is in. What else have we got here? So we got HD LED, power LED.
I think eventually I'll put a disk drive in that as well. They're fairly cheap as well, aren't they?
A disk drive?
Yeah.
What kind of disk drive?
From there.
Oh, CD-ROM drive.
See, that's what I meant. Yeah. CD-ROM.
Oh, but do you use CDs? I guess you've got loads of. Oh, CDs. So many, haven't you? Like from retro stuff. Yeah, I tend not to use them these days because pain in the ass. And then the best thing to do is also, I actually have somewhere knocking around there for some server stuff. I have like a USB floppy drive.
Oh, really?
I haven't used that in a decade, but there's just USB CD-ROM drive. So when you need it, you just whack it in.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot of Region 1 DVDs as well.
So you need a. Do they do region-free ones?
Sorry?
Do they do region-free readers these days? I remember there was a thing in the past you had to change the ROMs. You had to CD-ROM drive and hack it, basically.
Yeah, I mean my old laptop had a built-in drive.
Oh, okay. Read everything.
Perfectly.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's quite cool actually, having that outside the house.
The church? Yeah, I love it. Strangely enough, it's the second time I've lived in front of the church, next to the church. I wasn't planning it. I used to live in Hayward Heath briefly. I was on the way down to Brighton a long time ago. But yeah, Strangely, I live right next to the church. And then again, I moved here and I didn't really consider it. And I was like, I'm living next to a church here. Is this a sign? Am I supposed to get with the Jesus?
That made it so easy to find. As soon as you mentioned it, I mentioned you put it on there next to the church. I mean, it's so easy to find.
Oh yeah, good waypoint.
So what's this pool that you're into then? You a sort of league or something?
Oh yeah, play for a league. Just won the league as well. So I play most Wednesdays on a singles league, and Thursdays was on a team league before COVID. Don't get me started again.
I'm not going to mention it. You mentioned it. I'm not going to go over
that. Yeah, so yeah, just every Wednesday I go and play up a place in Red Hill.
What did you win?
I win, I think, over £100. It's 3 figures. I'm not sure exactly how much, but it was money. But I wasn't really. I only knew the money was available on the night or the day after I won. So I haven't actually received the money yet. It'll be next week probably. But the main thing is I go from the the second division, and I move up to the first division, and then beyond that there's a Premier division as well. So it's moving up.
So what is it? US
playing better players.
8 ball, 9 ball.
So it's something called World Rules, which is new to me. It just has a bunch of strange rules in my opinion. But there's a few different variants of pool. There's 8 ball, which is usually what you see in most pubs, which I was familiar with before, or pot black sometimes I think it's called.
US
and there's some US rules, and then there's world rules. We play world rules. So
what's the difference? What's world rules?
There's weird stuff. Like I think in world rules, in world rules, there's certain things like if you hit the object, or you hit use your white, you hit your ball, the ball you hit has to hit a cushion.
Oh really?
Or it's 2 shots, or you have to pot it. So you have to go down or hit a cushion, or it's 2 shots. There's weird stuff like that, which gets a bit, it takes a bit to get used to. So when you're first playing these new guys, or you're playing new with these guys, giving away 2 shots all the time.
So it's not stripes and spots and anything like that.
Oh no, yeah, you're still colours.
You do it through sequence.
Yeah, no, it's not like 9 ball. Not like American 9 ball. You have to go through a weird sequence. It's you're reds or yellows, and yeah, so. But there is a bit of a. There are some peculiar.
Table in here somewhere.
Well, if I could, in COVID, when COVID was down, they couldn't play and no one would play. I was sitting there let me just hire one, and I reckon I got enough space in here to get us the smaller tables, set it up in here, and just play, and just watch TV over it.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Call friends around.
I did have just after I moved in, I had a random idea. I thought I could so put a pool table in my conservatory.
I was close to doing it. I mean, because it doesn't cost too much to rent. You could get it all up here, and you can get a sofa up here, you can get a pool table up. It's all modular. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should. Because then people from the club, I'd just invite them around. It'd break COVID rules, whatever. But I'd invite them around. Have a few beers and play some pool, and it'd be great. But I didn't put my money where my mouth was. Is it time for the graphics card yet? I believe it is. Yeah.
Massive phone. Look at that.
What's this in? What's it? It's a Note. No, not a Note. It's a Pixel 2, I think. Yeah, Pixel 2. Old Amazon. The thing is, my hands are huge. I'm 6'6", so that phone. I've had this before. So many people, your phone's so big, and then I'm like, put out your hand. They get their iPhone out, and it takes up that much space. I get mine out, and it takes up less space. Like by scale of their hand to their phone and my phone to my hand.
He's 6'6".
I'm on one side.
I thought I was tall. Well, I am tall. Not as tall as you.
You're a midget.
My brother's slightly taller than me.
How tall is he?
Not much taller than me, but he's definitely taller than me.
My little brother's taller than me as well. He's like 6'8". Yeah, I got 3 brothers. The younger one's 6'8". The other 2, with the oldest is 6 foot. Next one's 6'2". And I'm 6'6", and then the next one's 6'8". Just imagine dinner time, man.
You have your own basketball team.
Well, yeah, most of us did play basketball at one point or other, at school anyway.
You don't need a jump, you just go.
Dunking on everyone. So where does it go? Oh right, okay.
Like that. I think there's one screw there. But yeah.
Okay.
And then the hard drive goes on the back.
So it screws in here.
Yes.
And then on the I get it. Might be able to get it.
I don't think I've got the right screws for that. But yeah, it did confuse me at first.
Yeah, might be able to avoid using it, which might be nice. Oops. We'll screw this to the base inside, and then we can avoid. Yeah, that'll work. Avoid using that horrible piece of metal. Yeah, it's unnecessary.
Yeah, I suppose.
Saves it flapping around, and when you want to get in there next time, you
That's
can
a good point,
just
actually.
go straight in. So if we get this, yeah, so we got rid of that now.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
brilliant.
stuff on the bottom, which is nice and tidy. Bit Phoenix, that's it. I recognise the case name, the brand. This goes in here. Boom. And so this is in power. All the cables now are just we're gonna stuff them in here. They're not going anywhere. Cool. And it's not blocking any vents or anything. So see down here, there's another one. You just pull the slack down and stick it in here. The SSD as well, because they're so light. Like if you see the one that's knocking right here, they're so light. You could just get a piece of Velcro or even sellotape, stick it on there, and tape it across. And honestly, this metal case, you throw this around, you can throw it out the window, it's still going to work, literally. So you can put it in there, or you could stick it to the back, which probably one of the best to put it maybe up here, or maybe even there's good. Just somewhere out the way. So here you can get power straight into it, and you need one plug to get onto the mobile. That's it. And this can literally go anywhere. This one's not going anywhere now, so it's nice and solid. Oh, you know what we should do?
The screen. What's that?
Yeah, try the screen.
Cool.
Right. Oh, we got the base as well.
Yeah. And I was quite surprised when I looked at that. I thought, oh, no, there's no HDMI on that. That's very
Weird.
surprising.
When did you buy this?
When?
Recently, or?
Just before the quiz. It was either late last month or early this month. I think it was early this month.
What was I going to do? So I need to plug this guy in. Just use your new cable. This guy here, is it?
Everything's a guy around here. Yes.
Right. Yeah, I need that
Not
as well.
a really long plug, unfortunately.
That's all right. Right, I hope it's right.
You should reach. I need many things, but the thing I need the most is a bigger house.
Yeah.
Said it so many times.
Don't know about it.
I need a bigger house. I mean, this would be ideal.
3 motorbikes downstairs. My car, I'm gonna
I noticed you got your 2 bikes out there as well.
Oh, yeah.
You cart that through your house every time.
Well, they've got storage downstairs, but my mountain bike got stolen. They've got storage at the bottom of the building, but yeah, it got stolen from there. So once they get into that room, they can just sit there all day doing what they want to do on the locks. And they nicked a £1,000 motor.
It was locked.
Yeah, it was locked up.
They must have just come in. They were a great big set of bolt cutters.
They knew what they were doing, and but yeah, once they're in an enclosed space, like secluded,
yeah,
all the time in the world to just
yeah, my
go to work on it.
second one I got. It was actually my first bike I got after my first job. I put a D-lock on it.
Never enough.
No, I parked it outside a train station. Came back,
That's the worst.
It was gone.
Train stations, I had they stole a Carrera, one of the Halfords branded bikes from like 20 years ago. They just cut all the connections off, all the cables off, and just took the handlebars. So I had the good brakes and the levers, and they just took it all. And I get back to my bike, there's nothing there but just cut cables. Wow, successful. It's brilliant. And your screen with the good quality digital cable.
Nice. There you go.
You can use any of these sockets as well, by the way.
Sorry?
You can use any of these sockets as well. Without.
Why is there only one HDMI? Why is there 3?
Because I think DisplayPort's just a preferred cable. I think it's cheaper. For every HDMI port, they have to pay a license. They have to pay someone money to use that port, whereas DisplayPort, I think, is free.
Yeah.
They can have as many as they will. I think that's the thing.
That's brilliant. That's superb.
Let's see if the spinner gets us into Windows.
Yeah, that's going to be different. That will change. That speed will change. Be interesting if it flickers though, because that was flickering like a.
No, not now. It shouldn't flicker at all now.
No?
No. That digital cable.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, D-sub cables. It's what's the best equivalent comparison? It's almost like bad example. Digital TV versus analog terrestrial TV. You know, digital TV, the picture quality is usually solid or it degrades quickly and disappears. This is a bench test. It does some funky graphics and it may not be the best one. It's like it'll stretch the performance, get to the edge of the performance of the machine, but with graphics. And if at that point, if it's to crash, good indicator there's something wrong with that motherboard. But I'm pretty confident that it'll be solid. But it'll really stress it, so if it's going to crash, it's going to crash then, hopefully. Well,
what, you want it to crash?
well, if it's going to crash,
it should crash.
Yeah. Well, no, it shouldn't crash, but if it does, at least you know now that it's not necessarily a stable machine. But I have every faith in it anyway.
I noticed you've got a few originals in here. I bought a few.
Loads.
Some of these random ones you get at boot fairs. You get your random sort of original one in there. And you think,
No, I mean those are my originals from when I was a kid. These are probably more so from the last batches of Amigas I bought. Yeah, it is. They got my handwriting on it. I've got discs in there. I can still remember the labels and stuff that I wrote and all the rest of it. I've got stuff. I've got sample packs. I loaded up like Octamed, and there's still like floppy drives, floppy disks that have my sample packs. That I'd sample, that I played in via tape, via a digitizer, and saved from fucking so long ago. And it was so nostalgic. And I was like, it still works.
Yeah.
The best one was Commodore 64. I loaded up Daley Thompson's Decathlon with a Speed King little clicker joystick, and it just worked. I haven't played the Commodore 64, my one from my childhood, for 30 years, 25 years. I plug it in, I press play on tape, and it loaded. I was like, this is how electronics should be. And that device is probably about 40 years old anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, this is probably one of my proudest things I have. Action Replay. I wanted one of those. I saw those in the magazine.
I've never seen one.
I'd never seen one in the flesh. We dreamed about having one. And the guy had bought the Amiga 500 and 500 Plus one with the big suitcases. Big old rotten blues, faux leather suitcases. He just had loads of stuff. And one of the things in there was like, I bought it for 100 quid. 2 Amigas.
I can't remember what they do though. It cheats, isn't it?
You can cheat. You can scrap files out of RAM. You can run cheats as well, of course. You can poke stuff in memory. They're like 256K each, but you can stick more in there. Set a few switches on the board, and it can take up to 8 megs. So I'm wondering if I can just find some of these.
Let's
have a look.
So that's a meg for 500.
1 megabyte for Amiga 500 trapdoor. No, side expansion slot. But this is the casing. When I saw it, I was like, he's like, yeah, it works. I knew it didn't. He didn't give me a power supply with it, but I've got it to work since. Had some dry solders and whatnot. It does need new caps probably as well, but you just put it on the side of the box, slams in. It's not going to create that much heat, but big fence. Let's take that.
I've never seen that before.
What else have I got here that's interesting? They've got the Amiga 500 board as well. I'm going to shoot some of that. I wouldn't say pride and joy, but that was fun. It's like the best Meccano set ever.
So you made that from scratch, did you?
Yeah, you just have the board. I'll show you a fresh board.
I've seen the green one. Is it the green? Yeah.
I bought 2.
Oh.
So that's what you get.
Colour. Oh, wow, look at that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous colour.
Look at that.
You get one of those.
A500++. That's cool.
There's maybe £100 worth of parts from Mauser.
You just buy all these?
Yeah, all the bits. It looks like you saw the capacitors. It takes a long time. You have to be careful, obviously, because it takes a while. If one mistake can cost you a lot of time, but it's great fun. It's really good fun. You're good at soldering after you finish that.
Yeah, I believe that.
It takes hours, but it's like therapeutic. It's like relaxing. Yeah, that's why I bought 2 boards, because just for the hell of it, I'm going to probably do another one. My Christmas project-y kind of thing. There's still like spare parts. But it's buried, like you have to dig it up. But there's just floppies and various other Amigas. And lots of them.
Okay, it's currently 10 to 8 at night. It's Halloween, and I probably look like a ghost. It's the best I can do in terms of lighting. But anyway, estimated time of arrival, 20 past 8. The PC is now working superbly well. A huge thank you to Breakz187 AKA Wes. Thank you for fixing my PC. You're an absolute superstar. A really, really nice guy. He's very, very tall. 6'6". I mean, I thought I was tall. My lord, he's taller than me. But thank you, mate. It's really, really nice of you to fix my PC for me. And also thank you to Stevie Boy who fixed my laptop the other day remotely. Thank you so much, it's absolutely superb. And of course, thank you to Josh Jordan, for all your hard work. Thank you for going remotely on the PC the other day for my other problem I had to sort out, or you sort out in this case. Thank you, you guys are absolute superstars, thank you. The week started off very, very badly, but it's ending very, very good. Very, very pleased, very, very happy, thanks guys. But anyway, it stopped raining, and it's actually turned out to be a very nice day. When I arrived at Wes's house, or Wes's flat, should we say, it stopped raining about half an hour to an hour afterwards. So yes, it was horrendous driving up here, but once I got there, it turned out to be a very nice day. And it's turned out to be a very nice week too. So I'm very, very pleased. Anyway, I've got to turn this off. It's the best I can do. But yeah, without it, it looked like that. Yeah. Well, I could do that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to trying this out now. Now, I've also bought myself a few things. I bought myself an SDD. Cost me £130, I think it was. So that's going to make it run a lot smoothly and a lot faster. I've also bought myself some more memory, and I've also bought myself some more speakers, because that's another thing I desperately needed. All I've got to do now is buy myself a high definition monitor, but there's no rush for that. But yeah, it's working superbly well. Anyway, I better turn this off. Anyway, I'll update you when I get home. Okay, 5 minutes ago. Now driving back has been a lot easier than driving to there for two very good reasons. One, because there's no rain, and two, no road closures. Now when I was going there was a very, very important junction and it was closed off. So I was following the diversion signs. The trouble is these diversion signs went on for an absolute lifetime. And the sat-nav was telling me turn round and go back, and of course I couldn't. So she kept recalculating, turn round, it was telling me. And I said, no, I can't do it, I'm going to follow the diversion signs. But anyway, after 10 minutes, I thought this is ridiculous, I'm going to have to turn off and go onto the phone. So I logged on the internet, went onto my phone, and of course, if you're doing it on the phone, then it's going to take you around any road closures. So that was telling me the way to go. The trouble is the other sat-nav was also telling me where to go. So I had two sat-navs telling me where to go. One was telling me to go back to a junction that was closed, and one was telling me to go the right way. But because I was driving, I couldn't sort them both out. But anyway, we got there in the end. But it did take me down some very, very narrow roads, and there was so many puddles. So yeah, my car got a good wash on the way up there. But anyway, we're nearly home. Now Jasper is going to be very, very, very hungry indeed. Unfortunately, I couldn't stop off to get any food, so he's got one pack of food left, so he's not got enough for tomorrow morning, so I'm going to have to go and do some shopping tomorrow and get him some more food. But yeah, he's going to be absolutely starving, bless him. Okay, battery's low, really low. Hello, Jasper the cat. How are you?
Right, let's give this a whirl. Now, the other day, Stevie Boy, the awesome Stevie Boy, yes, I'm pointing at you, fixed my laptop, and he did it absolutely superbly well. And I did a few tests. I tested it on the Amiga, and I tested it on the CC4. The Amiga worked absolutely first time. The CC4, which is normally the most difficult system to capture for some reason, it worked on its second attempt. Not 25 or 30, which it normally would take. Second attempt, and that is brilliant, and that was on the laptop. So let's try it on the PC. I think I've connected it correctly. I think so. Now I'm using the HD60, not the HD60S, because I don't have that anymore. Is it all connected? That's the thing. Have we captured it? That's the thing. No. There we go. Now on the laptop it took 2 attempts to capture it. On the PC it took 3. Now I'm really pleased with that. That is brilliant. All we do now is do a quick test, do a little record and play it back, Sam. Got home today and there was a parcel for me. This arrived very, very quickly, and this was, again, not overly expensive, but it was something I wanted. But yeah, once again I'm using tweezers. They're brilliant for opening parcels, but there we go. It's an Amiga game. Right. No, not quite done with the tweezers yet. Go right down there. Superb. Marvellous. Right, okay. Now this won't make a lot of mess. Right. We'll do it in that wheel. There you go, on the Amiga, I bought myself Rotator. And I streamed this quite recently actually. It's a really, really good game, but it's very difficult. But once you give it a little bit of time, really, really good. But anyway, on that stream, I think I either got to level 12, something like that, but yeah, I got stuck. But anyway, take control of your rotator craft and carefully manoeuvre it through the varied, challenging landscapes, collecting diamonds while trying to stay above the ever-rising flood level. Mastery of the controls is essential if you are to succeed. There you go.